All right. Hello, everyone. Very good afternoon to all. As you're aware, SGTech has been appointed by IMDA to run the vendor briefing sessions from May 2019. SME Go Digital is a national program administered by IMDA together with the sector agencies to support digitalization for SMEs across 23 sectors as specified in the industry transformation map. So first, the SME landscape. Today, SMEs constitute 99% of local enterprises, which make up about 2/3 of the national workforce and contribute to close to 50% of the GDP. What is the definition of an SME? Well, based on Enterprise Singapore's definition, a company's group annual sales turnover should not be more than 100 million, or a company's group employment size should not be more than 200 workers. The major concerns encountered by SMEs in their respective businesses are rising costs, especially for businesses in sectors which require rental of physical space, high turnover of staff, and that staff might not have sufficient knowledge or are not tech-savvy enough to handle complex software. The whole gist of SME Go Digital program is to make going digital as simple as these 3 steps. First of all, SMEs can assess their digital readiness of their businesses from the CTO as a service platform, a one-stop application, web application, and refer to the industry digital plan for the different sectors. This is a step-by-step guide that helps SMEs to assess and adopt suitable digital solutions, depending on the stages of readiness of their businesses. Support from the consultancy services at Digital Tech Hub has retired, and it has been succeeded by the CTO as a service. Next, IMDA will guide SMEs to take the first steps with useful industry knowledge. Then you, as a vendor, who would know what are the solutions needed and what are the new sectors to be added in. As such, your SME customers are able to adopt specially pre-approved digital solutions for the respective sectors, and best part of it, it will come with the grant support. Regarding point 3, where can SME customers get help? They can use the CTO as a service request for digital advisory and project management services, or approach the SME centers if they need required business advice. Also, just to add, Start Digital, which was launched in Jan 2019, is meant to help guide new startups on the type of digital solutions they should take on. It is in joint collaboration with IMDA, Enterprise Singapore, telcos, and the banks. So these 3 steps are the end-to-end process, illustrates the comprehensive resources that SMEs can reference to start their digitalization journey or take the next step to deepening their digital adoptions. Currently, we have a total of 20 IDPs for 21 ITM sectors launched to date, with the latest food services IDP refreshed in November 22. The Industry Digital Plan, IDP for short, is a step-by-step guide for SMEs with IDP solutions that are articulated across 3 different stages of business growth. The categorization of solutions for respective stages are based on global trending and validation studies with the sector agencies and industry to map out the type of solutions required by the businesses. This is so that SMEs are able to spot the solution which they need based on their stage of business growth. Building on the foundation established by the current IDPs, the new model will include refreshed solution suite offered under the Digital Solution Roadmap, integrated and advanced solution to improve digital connectivity and deepen SME digital capabilities, a roadmap on cybersecurity and data protection measures, expansion and updating of the digital training roadmap to be aligned with the refreshed solutions under the digital roadmap and include change management. This is an example of the digital roadmap developed for the food service sector, which was refreshed in November 22. It has taken into consideration trends observed in the sector, such as the shift in consumer behavior towards digital ordering, e-commerce, food delivery, as well as assist F&B companies overcome their challenges. Okay, so far, SMEs know what type of solutions they require. They can choose from a list of pre-approved solutions for the respective sectors that they can adopt hassle-free depending on their areas of need. SME customers are then able to enjoy funding support. Pre-approved solutions are pre-scoped with software subscription, hardware, professional services, and training required for automation of their operations. SME can apply for a pre-approved solution through the business grant portal and start implementation with the selected solution provider after the sector agency has approved the application. Currently, IMDA and sector lead agencies have identified a demand from 20 sectors or subsectors, and IMDA is looking for digital solutions to meet the requirements of these sectors on the supply side. These solutions need to be proven and meet the criteria defined in the vendor self-assessment checklist. If you have a solution that corresponds to the criteria listed in the checklist, we welcome your submissions. Besides the sector requirements, there are also digital capability requirements that apply to all sectors. These are digital capabilities like cybersecurity, data analytics, PDP, and IoT to ensure completeness and robustness of the proposed solutions. This is an overview of the vendor self-assessment checklist. There are 3 areas that IMDA is looking for in your submission. First, a proven track record, a positive net equity in your company's latest financial statement, 5 satisfied customers on contractual agreement that they have utilized your solution for an extended period of more than 6 months and have achieved at least 50 to 20% productivity growth after using the solution. And lastly, your company must have the necessary resources to handle the volume of implementation requests from the industry. Next, desired features of your solution and if your solution has the ability and features to meet the sector requirements. For example, a vendor providing HRMS solution needs to adhere to IRS tax policies, such as the auto-inclusion scheme. Accounting solutions, on the other hand, need to be listed on the IRS accounting software register prior to pre-approval. If your solution generates, sends, and receives digital invoices, then it needs to be PEPL ready, which is the e-invoicing standard for solutions which create and update invoices and manage sales transactions to facilitate a seamless and faster process through adherence of a standard digital format. And lastly, your solution needs to be cloud-based. Software as a service model is preferred. Please make sure that your solution meets all the mandatory requirements and features prior to your submission. IMDA will also check if your solution can meet the industry standards and best practices, such as does your company have a trust mark for personal data protection? Examples of solutions which collect personal unique identifiers are HRMS, workforce management systems, and visitor management systems. And for solutions that collect personal data information such as NRIC, does the solution conduct security vulnerability assessment to ensure any security loopholes are being addressed? Now I'd like to hand the time to Chiu Si, who will share with us more about the data protection trust mark. Chiu Si, over to you.
Thanks, Manoj. Hi, everyone. My name is Chiu Si, and I'm from the Data Innovation and Protection Group in IMDA. So IMDA has actually introduced 2 initiatives to help organizations level up their data protection standards. The first initiative is the Data Protection Essentials Program, which is designed specifically to help SMEs acquire a basic level of data protection and security practices to protect their customers' personal data and recover quickly in the event of a data breach. SMEs who have successfully implemented the DPE will be listed on IMDA website and awarded the DPE logo as a recognition of their efforts to put in place basic data protection standards. In the event of a data breach, the PDPC may consider a SME's implementation of the DPE as a mitigating factor. The cost of professional service to implement basic data protection standard starts from $2,500 for one-time setup, and a fixed grant amount of $1,600 from IMDA is available for eligible SMEs that successfully implemented the DPE one-stop professional service. The second initiative is our Data Protection Trust Mark certification, which is a voluntary enterprise-wide certification for organizations to demonstrate accountable data protection practices. The DPTM will help businesses increase their competitive advantage and build trust with their customers and stakeholders in the digital economy. So in the event of a data breach, the DPTM certified companies can request from the PDPC an undertaking in lieu of any investigation. Grants are available too. You may scan the QR codes or click on the links in the chat to find out more. Back to you, Manoj.
Thank you, Chiu Si. So let me go through the steps of the pre-approval process. Step 1, always attend the vendor briefing to understand the requirements. After you have attended, then you will proceed to the checklist stage. A gentle reminder that you must submit the completed checklist within 3 months of your company's attendance at the vendor briefing. Step 2 to 3 is the checklist stage, where you need to tell us your solution is what IMDA is looking for. Do a pre-assessment of your proposed solution using the vendor self-assessment checklist to check that it fulfills the criteria that the respective sector is looking for. And if your solution meets all the mandatory requirements, you may submit the completed checklist with all the necessary supporting documents. After IMDA receive your submissions, they will validate and review your submissions before inviting you for a tech demo session together with the sector lead, where you can demonstrate your solutions to them. Just to highlight, the lead time for step 2 to step 3 depend on the completeness of your solution, and solution will be reviewed and processed serially upon completed submission. Step 4, if your solution is shortlisted, you will be requested to submit the application form via the pre-approval system. At this stage, IMDA will then review and at the same time provide guidance on your proposed price packages so as to ensure that the packages meet the scope of the requirements with clarity and SME customers can adopt the solution as hassle-free as possible. As you may be aware, the Productivity Solution Grant supports companies keen on adopting IT solutions and equipment to enhance business processes. Hence, the pricing of your package must cater to micro SMEs and SMEs for easy adoption, and the solution should be scoped according to the purchase pattern of your customers. Do also note that the pricing has to be before GST. Step 5, you will know if your application is approved or rejected. Upon approval, IMDA will issue you the letter of appointment for a period of 12 months. For step 6 and step 7, vendor will need to accept the letter of appointment via the pre-approval system, and thereafter your solution will be listed on the respective government websites, and vendors may promote their market and sell their solutions with grant support. Note that the lead time for step 4 to step 7 is about 3 months. The current appointment contract is valid for 1 year, with the option to extend the contract for another year, subjected to IMDA and sector lead agency approval. To be eligible for +1 year contract extension, vendors are required to have a minimum of 5 approved PSG applications, which is 5 adoptions recorded within the first 11 months of the existing contract period, and vendors should not have any outstanding complaints at the point of extension. Note that this criteria is subjected to changes and may vary across sectors. Lastly, I would like to highlight that the maximum correct contract period is 2 years, and upon contract expiry, vendors are required to submit the solution for approval again from step 1 to step 7. Note that no reminders will be provided prior to contract expiry, and vendors are advised to submit their solutions for pre-approval 3 to 6 months prior to contract expiry. After the vendor briefing session, vendors may proceed with the checklist submission, and below are the list of required documents needed for your submissions. Firstly, the vendor self-assessment checklist. This can be downloaded from the IMDA website. There are currently 19 sector-specific checklists and 1 generic checklist with various solution categories target for sector-specific and the generic broad-based SME market needs. Remember to always use the latest checklist and complete all the checklist questions for your submission. Next, the solution brochure. This generally can include your solution write-up, brochure you use to promote and market your product and solution to your customers. And lastly, screenshot or video clips of your solution to demonstrate how your solutions meet the requirement as stated in the checklist. A comprehensive set of these documents will allow IMDA to better understand your solution and whether they are suitable to the solution categories that you are applying for. Third, 5 satisfied SME surveys and invoices. This is to demonstrate to IMDA that your solution caters to the local SME market, and generally you as a vendor have received positive comments about your product, implementation, and support. Fourth, vulnerability assessment report. The purpose of this report is to ensure that your solution is free from security vulnerabilities, and vendors will need to engage a CREST-approved provider to conduct the assessments. Note that a VA report is required for specific solution categories only. Fifth, past 3 years financial statement. Note that if management account is given, they should contain minimally the balance sheet, income sheet, and cash flow statements. And lastly, Invoice Now account. IMDA require that all pre-approved vendors to be registered on the Invoice Now platform to be eligible for this program. You can check out the pre-approval website for details on the registration. Things to note for your vendor self-assessment checklist submission. There are 7 tabs in most of the checklists, which include instructions, main, generic, or sector-specific, cybersecurity, data analytics, and IoT tab. Vendor is advised to read the instruction tab for your checklist submission. Answer all questions in the main tab, and answer all relevant questions on the selected solution category in the generic or sector-specific tab. Note that you are only required to select one solution category which your solution belongs to. Lastly, answer all questions in the remaining tabs. You may select no or not applicable if some of these requirements is not applicable to your solution. In the checklist, there will be mandatory and preferred requirements. Please note that all mandatory requirements must be met. Answer yes and provide comment that describe how your solution meets this requirement, and this should be supported with screenshots or documents such as ISO 27001 certification if applicable. If you have no in any of the mandatory requirements, your solution will be rejected by IMDA, as fulfilling the mandatory requirements are baseline for pre-approval. For preferred requirements, answers can be indicated as yes, no, or NA. However, vendors are always encouraged to meet the criteria for preferred requirements or consider these for future enhancements, because some of these requirements may turn mandatory in the near future. It is also good to note that solutions that fulfill the preferred requirements will be awarded with higher assessment points. Certain solution categories come with attachment in the checklist as shown. This attachment, also known as Annex 3 document, allow you to put forth your proposed pricing packages for review during the checklist submission. For solutions that fall under these categories, namely e-commerce, digital marketing, retail and personal care solution, and digital ordering, have to submit the Annex 3 document with your proposed packages as part of your checklist submission. Things to note for satisfactory customer satisfaction in your submission. All satisfaction customer surveys need to be completed and signed by an authorized company representative with company stamp. In the survey, please also ensure that name and version of the solution is indicated by the customers in the survey form matches your proposed solution for pre-approval under the name of solution in the checklist. Example, if the solution used by your customer is Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016, and your proposed solution is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, this satisfactory customer reference will not be accepted. Under the productivity indicators of the survey form, kindly advise your customers to provide numeric indicator to demonstrate that they are able to achieve at least 15 to 20% productivity gain after using the solution. Such productivity gains can come in the form of time saving, manpower saving, increase in revenue. Note that this field should not be filled in by your SME customers. This field should be filled in by your SME customers. Survey form without proper indication of the productivity gain will be returned for clarifications. For e-commerce and digital marketing solution category, please advise or assist your customers in providing the corporate or e-commerce website URL in the satisfaction survey form. For your satisfactory customer invoices, it should contain the software subscription or license of your proposed solution where applicable. It should also include the hardware, professional services, and training components of the entire solution implementation. In general, IMDA will need all invoices for the CapEx of the solution implementation. Next, during the application submission, the vendor will be prompted to select the mode of purchase. Please choose the correct mode of purchase for your solution. Here is an IMDA definition of mode of payment. For direct purchase, it refers to a one-time payment of solution, and thereafter, the customer or company will fully own the equipment or IT solution. For example, perpetual software license or hardware equipment such as tablet or appliances. For both examples, customer is not required to pay a monthly or yearly subscription or leasing fee for the continuous usage of the equipment or solution. For leasing subscription, it refers to the payment which customer must make to maintain the rights to use the IT solution for a period of the lease subscription. For example, a software as a service solution where customers would need to make monthly or yearly payment to extend the subscription to continue using the software after the subscription period. Vendors are reminded to select the correct mode of payment during your application submission. As we walk through the pre-approval process and highlighting the important things to take note in your checklist and application submission, I will move on to provide information on SME Go Digital pre-approval system. Please note that only submissions through the pre-approval system will be accepted. To assess the system, vendor need to ensure that the company's authorized representative is assigned to the e-service before logging into the system using individual SingPass. For further detail on how to gain access to the pre-approval system, as well as how to navigate through the system for your checklist and application submission, vendor can download the user guide from IMDA website or scan the QR code to download a copy of the guide as a reference. I'll pause now to let you scan the QR code. Note that if you encounter any technical issues while using the system, please take screenshots and provide explanation of the issues and email to the address stated on the system login page. From 11 April 2021, you'll be required to log into Government Digital Service for businesses using SingPass instead of TalkPass. For more information, visit go.gov.sg/corporate-login. For SingPass and the e-service assigned to your authorized rep, the authorized rep needs to create a new profile. Now, both the checklist and application must be submitted through the system. The system will not accept your checklist if you have not attended the vendor briefing within the last 3 months. If you cannot finish the submission in one go, you can save them as a draft to resume later. Mandatory fields are denoted with a red asterisk, and they must be keyed in before you can make the submission. Supporting documents must stick to IMDA's file naming convention. For example, please name your financial statement file as highlighted in red. To upload, click on Add Financial Statement, then a pop-up window will appear. You will then upload the file via this pop-up window. After your solution has been approved and you are appointed as a pre-approved vendor, it is essential that you, as an approved vendor, abide by the clauses stated in the terms and conditions and program guide. Allow me to highlight a few of these clauses that are deemed important. For details of the terms and conditions and program guide, you may refer to Annex 2 and Annex 3 documents, which is among the 4 documents mentioned in the slide. And these documents are provided to you together with the letter of appointment. Pertaining to clause 3.2.6 on the program guide, vendors should not offer nor share with your customers any form of incentives. These incentives may come in the form of extra modules, free services, discounts, cashbacks, or free gifting of hardware or any additional items that is not part of the pre-approved solution packages. Advertising or marketing promotions that bundle free and non-supportable components with PSG packages will not be allowed. If in doubt, please email IMDA to clarify before launching any marketing campaigns or programs. For a situation where SMEs may face financial difficulties when making solution purchase, vendors should always advise SMEs to approach banks to arrange for their own credit arrangement. Vendors should not provide credit facilities such as, but not limited to, credit card, installment plans, or interest-free loans where interest and facility fees are borne by the vendors paying on behalf of SMEs. A breach in clause 3.2.6 will lead to suspension and termination of appointment as a pre-approved vendor. Next, for clause 3.2.3, the PSG approved packages are final as per the latest approved copy of the Annex 3 document. No amendments should occur in the quotation or invoice issued to the SME customers. All components of the package should be provided, and vendors should not replace or reduce or offer any trade for services that differ from the approved packages in the Annex 3 document. Lastly, I would like to highlight clause 4.1.2d on the program guide. Vendors are reminded that all PSG applications must be submitted and managed by their customers only. Vendors should not be filling up the application on behalf, and doing so will breach clause 4.1.2.d. If in doubt, please refer your customers to the online guide on the Business Grant portal or contact SME centers for assistance. Other than the program rules, policies, and regulations mentioned earlier, these are the common pitfalls or problems that are cited from vendors. In the area of code of conduct, vendors should always respond to your customer queries in a timely manner. Failure to respond to customers on time may lead to customers writing in to IMDA and sector lead agency for help and complaint. Vendors should also sell their solution in a fair manner. Vendors should not discredit competitors' company solutions to win deals. In the area of advertising, vendors should always publish factual information about the PSG program. Vendors should be responsible to keep themselves updated on the changes to PSG program to reflect accurate data on their website, EDM, or marketing collaterals. Vendors should not provide misleading advertising with non-factual information about the PSG program. For example, vendors should not be combining different government grant schemes and inflating grant percentage. Vendors should also ensure that the use of IMDA logo must adhere to the IMDA brand guide. If in doubt, please email IMDA to clarify before using the logo or launching any marketing campaign or programs. Lastly, for retrospective PSG applications, vendor and SME can commence work once PSG application is put forth. However, SME must be aware that if BGP application fails, there is an agreed recourse. Work and collection of payment cannot commence before PSG application is submitted into the portal. Please note that the terms and conditions and the program guide are provided together with the letter of appointment, so not reading the document or not being aware of these clauses are not good reasons for breaching the clauses in the LOA. The important clauses and common pitfall was highlighted in this briefing, and with that, I would like to emphasize again that vendors who fail to comply with the guide and TACs may result in IMDA issuing warning letters to you or a suspension in BGP or termination of your appointment as a PSG vendor. Before I move on to the next session, you may wish to take out your phone again to register your attendance for this briefing. Note that registration will only be available from now to 5 p.m. I'll pause for a few minutes to allow everyone to register your attendance. The slide will be shown again at the end of the presentation, so don't worry if you missed out. All right, next I'll do a brief introduction to CTO as a service. IMDA has developed a one-stop platform, a web application for SMEs to have quick access to various digitalization resources. SMEs can self-assess their digital readiness and receive a list of recommended solutions based on their business profiles. They can also search and compare the functions of pre-approved digital solutions and contact the vendor via this platform. In addition, CTO as a service connects SME to a shared pool of consultants for digital consultancy and project management services. IMDA have appointed Accenture and Stone Forest to provide such services. SMEs can engage the digital consultants for guidance to better understand their business needs and priorities. Based on an in-depth analysis, the consultant will tailor digital solutions and training roadmaps for the company, which also reference the industry digital plans available for various sectors. The digital consultants will help SMEs manage the digital project implementation, which will take into consideration the impact on key stakeholders such as employees, customers, suppliers, etc. Eligible SMEs can enjoy free digital consultation and project management services. You might ask, what are the benefits to this platform to approved solution vendors and the SMEs? For potential partners like yourself, upon approval by IMDA, your solution will be more easily discovered and searched by SMEs and end users on the platform. With platform enhancements currently underway, SMEs end users would soon be able to find ratings and read the reviews of your solutions available. This will instill confidence and trust in your solution. To SME end users, CTO as a service is a one-stop platform to address most of their digitalization needs, helping them make more informed decisions faster. Here's a recap of the features of CTO as a service. Please scan the QR code to access the platform and check out the various features after this session. Next, I'll share about Invoice Now. IMDA implemented the nationwide e-invoicing network in early 2019. It's not, however, a purely Singapore-based network. It's been around for more than 12 years, adopted across more than 30 countries, and transacting over 100 million transactions annually. It's probably the most mature cross-border network of its kind. The pandemic has taught us how important it is to have such fundamental business functions such as invoicing to be digitalized. And so this initiative aims to streamline your business operations, increase accuracy, improve cash flow, and of course, contributing to the nation achieving its goal as a green economy. In Jan 2020, AGD, which is the central office for all invoices to government ministries and agencies, was inducted into the network, and that gives all 22,000 government suppliers a preferred way to send invoices. It is to help businesses improve efficiency, reduce costs, facilitate cross-border business transactions, enjoy faster payment, reduce usage of paper invoices. Invoice Now was announced in September 2020 during the Future Economy Conference exhibition. Today, if you think about paying a person or a business quickly and digitally, the first thing that comes to mind is PayNow. PayNow saw a tremendous growth as the go-to method of sending money, and similarly, there have been a large uptake in business using e-invoicing. Thus, e-invoicing has been rebranded to Invoice Now to further emphasize the relationship between e-payment and e-invoicing. IMDA is delighted to partner with DBS, OCBC, UOB, along with the Association of Banks in Singapore, to develop solutions which provide a flow to these basic functions. This process will allow an invoice that is sent through Invoice Now to be paid through the popular e-payment channel PayNow. By linking these solutions together, the process is now 3 simple steps. When a vendor and customer is on board the network, all the vendor needs to do is send an invoice via Invoice Now to the UEN of their customer. Upon receiving the invoice, the customer verifies it, and if they choose to, they send a PayNow payment to the vendor. The vendor is notified of the payment and the process is complete. While the journey above may be more reflective of an SME journey, we recognize that different companies will have different needs. To address these different needs, there are over 80 IMDA pre-approved service providers who offer Invoice Now capabilities. This means whether you are a large or small company, there is an Invoice Now service provider for you. Over time, we look forward to more service providers connecting their Invoice Now solutions to e-payment channels like PayNow and extending these benefits across all businesses. This infographic is a showcase of how Invoice Now works when an invoice is sent from the seller to the buyer, and how the invoice can be quickly processed by the buyer and paid by various e-payment methods such as PayNow to the seller. So let's watch a promotional video of the benefits of Invoice Now.
Great! Business is going well, work is getting delivered, and you're already planning to expand. But you wouldn't get the cash flow you need without invoicing. So you spend hours manually preparing paper invoices only for your client to lose it or have it rejected because of mistakes, which would cause delayed payments that will slow your business down. But with Invoice Now, you can now get paid faster. With it, you can send e-invoices directly to your clients via the nationwide e-invoicing network with existing solutions. Just activate Invoice Now on your PEPL Ready solution. Now, create your invoice. Select your client's PEPL ID. Key in your invoice details, and you're good to go. Paperless, effortless, and seamless. Your invoice will be able to reach all businesses on the entire network. And with Invoice Now's standardized format, your clients will be able to process invoices and payments quicker too. That means you can enjoy smoother invoicing, faster payments, and a great way to save the environment. Join the network and grow your business today. Invoice Now. Get paid faster.
Hope that video gives you a clearer picture of how Invoice Now works on the business end. To further clarify what is and not Invoice Now, when businesses are on the network, Invoice Now allows one party using a finance solution to send invoices straight into the other party's different accounting ERP system without manual intervention such as printing the PDF invoices or keying it in, which means the receiving end just needs to look and verify that the line items are indeed what has been ordered or purchased and send it to accounts payable. Next, I'll briefly share about the PEPL network. This initiative operates on the international PEPL network. What you see here is an ecosystem where businesses are on the outermost circle and are connected by business systems, which are the PEPL-ready solutions. PEPL-ready solution providers are connected by access point providers. An access point is essentially the gateway to the PEPL network. We currently have more than 30 access points, and they each sign an agreement with IMDA, the PEPL authority. For a solution to be PEPL-ready, they can select one of the 30 access point providers and work with them to get your solution ready. Once businesses are on the network, they are able to send and receive e-invoices to each other. And that sums up what PEPL is and how Invoice Now operates. To summarize the benefits of Invoice Now from the video and throughout the presentation, is a streamlined process to reduce manual inputs with system-to-system transmission. It allows for faster payment and less use of printing PDF invoices, creating greener businesses. Here are the criteria to become a PEPL-ready solution provider. PEPL-ready solution providers are platforms such as accounting or enterprise resource planning systems, which provide Invoice Now features. For more information, you can go to the link here or write into einvoice@imda.gov.sg. For additional information on Invoice Now, you can go to www.peplguide.sg. As we grow the Invoice Now network, we are expanding the supported document types available in the network. From our earlier surveys and study, we found that invoice response and e-ordering are two documents that businesses would like to have to further support their business processes. Hence, we have implemented these new documents as preferred features. Invoice response is a document from buyer to supplier, providing a status update of the supplier's invoice on the buyer's accounting system. This enables suppliers to receive the status of their invoices, such as message acknowledgement, accepted, rejection, so that the need for follow-ups will be greatly reduced. E-ordering comes in two different documents, being order only and ordering. Order only is a one-way document from buyer to supplier with details of the order. Ordering is where on top of the order only document, the supplier is able to respond with the order status, being whether it is accepted or rejected, amongst other things. Solution providers can choose to implement order only or ordering or both. Businesses can choose to receive orders even if they may not be generating orders themselves. Solution providers without order functionality may choose to simply ingest and display incoming orders and potentially flip it to an invoice for a more advantageous two-way match at the buyer's side. Some benefits of Invoice Now includes its interoperability of its documents, allows businesses to manage their cash flow, and more importantly, allows for operational efficiency. Invoice Now allows for business to send and receive business documents in a standardized, digitalized way. Also, with Invoice Now, reduced manpower effort and data entry errors can be achieved since it's digitalized. Next, I'll pass the time to Chiu Si to take us through the BDD program. Chiu Si, over to you.
Thanks, Manoj. So I'll just give a quick overview of the Better Data-Driven Business Program, as well as to share on the revised data analytics requirements in the vendor self-assessment checklist that you are strongly encouraged to align your solutions to. Next. The use of big data analytics is on the rise, and will play a central role in business operations for years to come. The capability of businesses to leverage the data sets and information in their companies to make data-driven decisions will be a determining factor in their competitiveness both today and in the future. So according to an article on Impact Networking website, the average ROI for enterprises using business intelligence and analytics is 1,300%. Next. So while more companies are using data analytics to bring about sustained benefits and growth for their businesses, there are some SMEs that are struggling to get started. And here are some reasons we uncovered through the Infocom Usage by Enterprises survey conducted by IMDA. Poor awareness, understanding of the technology, lack of manpower and or competency in using technologies, no budget allocated, inadequate IT infrastructure, no data, lack of sufficient data for proper data analysis. These challenges faced by the SMEs are what we think that ICM's vendors like you can value add and support through your solutions. Next. The BDDB program was launched to help SMEs use data to derive near-term business value and be confident about using data. It primarily aims to support SMEs that are starting to learn to use data to generate insights. So through this program, SMEs can learn how to collect necessary data safely, combine data across systems with adequate protections, as well as share data externally with partners. We hope to help more businesses get started on data analytics so they can remain competitive in this digital economy and to ease the adoption process for them. Next. To allow SMEs to be more confident in using their data and translate them into actionable insights, a free business intelligence tool was developed to help them improve data quality, convert their existing business data into visual dashboards to monitor business indicators at a glance, and more importantly, improve business decision-making process using data instead of relying on gut feel. So 5 common business objectives that can bring near-term returns were identified through the focus group discussions conducted with SMEs, and they are: grow product sales, acquire new customers, and retain and engage your customers to increase your top line, lower inventory costs, and improving HR planning to improve your bottom line. These SMEs inputs were also sought to determine the key indicators to be captured on each dashboard. These key indicators can be generated using data items that are commonly collected and can be readily exported from solutions such as CRM, POS, HRM, ERP, or e-commerce solutions. So if you are looking at incorporating data analytics or a dashboard in your solution, the BI2 dashboards can be the starting point. Next. So here are the snapshots of the 5 available dashboards. If any of the business objectives is relevant to your solution, like CRM, HRM, ERP, POS, etc., the revised data analytics requirements in the vendor self-assessment checklist will likely apply to you. So due to time constraint, I will not step through the dashboards in detail. Next. So on screen is the revised data analytics requirements in the vendor self-assessment checklist, and I will step through criteria 1.3 to 1.5 in the next few slides. Next. So first and foremost, you will need to download the BI2 from IMDA website. I will stay on this screen for a short while, and you may scan the QR code on screen to register your interest by completing a simple online form. I've also pasted the link in the chat for your easy access. Right? The BI2 package will be emailed to you at the end of this briefing. Next. To meet criteria 1.3, please complete the BI2 data list embedded in the checklist and ensure that all mandatory data items are collected and made mandatory for data entry in your solution. Otherwise, your clients will not be able to generate the key indicators on the BI2 dashboards. It's fine if your solution does not collect the optional data items. Next. To meet criterion 1.4, the data file exported from your solution must follow the naming convention for all headers as well as the prescribed data format. You may leave blank for the optional data items if your solution does not collect those. As part of the validation process, get to export the file sample data, CSV or and a screenshot of the corresponding dashboard. Next. Operate the relevant solution to indicate your interest under criteria 1.5, in touch with you to explore how we can support you on this. Next. If your solution can meet the requirements stated in criteria 1.3 and 1.4, please complete and submit the data analytics requirements section of the vendor self-assessment checklist and the relevant supporting documents to IMDA prior to submitting your application to SMEs Go Digital pre-approval team. IMDA will take about 2 weeks to review and validate your submission. Please note that incomplete submission with missing documents will be rejected. Next. Pre-approved solutions that are aligned to the requirements of the BI2 will be listed on IMDA website and promoted at our various engagements with SMEs. That's all for my sharing, and we hope to have you on board this program. Back to you, Manoj.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Choo-Sen. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Dutch Ng, who is part of our SME Digital Committee in SGTech. He will elaborate how SGTech can help you find the industry. Sorry. Yeah, he'll give you a brief introduction of SGTech and the benefits of joining us. Dutch, over to you.
All right, thank you, Manoj. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Great, right. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Another month I come by. Great to see everybody here. That's a good today. My name is Dutch Ng, part of SGTech SME Go Digital Committee members. To our new friends and existing members of SGTech, it's nice to have you with us again. And to our new friends who are unfamiliar with SGTech does, let me give you a brief introduction. SGTech is a premium trade association for tech industry in Singapore. We have more than 1,000 over corporate members, ranging from innovative startups, vibrant small and medium-sized enterprises to top MNCs who are representing and articulating any technology industry concern to our relevant authorities and stakeholders. SGTech strives to create an ecosystem that anticipates trends and develop sustainable initiatives that strengthen the committees and help the ICT industry to grow. We mission to catalyze a thriving ecosystem that powers Singapore as a global tech powerhouse. In fact, the screen, right, last year is our mark our 40-year anniversary. Briefly, I would like to share with you the organization structure of SGTech. We have the boards of governance and council member at the top of the chart, overseeing the alignment of all the chapters and committees. The second top, we have the steering committees encompassed of the sustainability and tech talent. Next, we have these various chapters and committees, a total of 6 chapters, 5 committees, and 4 advisory committees for your interest to join us. I will elaborate further on this in the next few slides. As I shared, right, we have more than 1,000 plus members in SGTech. We range from global MNC, large local enterprises, and small and medium-sized company. They provide a full range of tech spectrum to influence and providing the industry needs. One of our key strategy, we focus as the leading tech hub on digital trust and sustainabilities as we position Singapore as a global digital and data node, which we build on trust by championing on creation of digital transformation center and to assist company in digital transformation, gearing and push for standard policies and product solution as we develop for digital trust and ensure cybersecurity awareness and adoption. And we also must take collective action as part of the solution to Singapore and the global sustainability. With this and other business activities, talent for tech also the key as part of our focus. As to coordinate the need of the subsector within the whole ITC space, we have formed industry chapters and committees to support strategic and emerging sector. We have classified our chapters into tech verticals and non-tech horizontal. Under the tech verticals, we have AI and high-performance computing chapter. We simplify the understanding of AI for business, increasing adoption and create awareness of data ethics, governance of AI, and opportunities. We have cloud and data chapters to help businesses to understand the journey of embarking into cloud, driving adoption by leveraging in technology that we build on more robust business model and open up new opportunities. Key area of cybersecurity, we have the chapter to promote the awareness and adoption of cybersecurity in Singapore, as we're going to boost up talent pipeline as well for the viable of Singapore cybersecurity industry. As for non-tech horizontal, we have digital transformation chapter that we aim to accelerate innovation that will drive success of digital transformation for Singapore businesses. And next is Singapore Enterprise chapter. We promote to build an active and healthy ecosystem of the local tech SMEs, which is vital for Singapore digital transformation, creating favorable conditions to allow tech SME to flourish and venture even to overseas by leveraging the strength of the consortium. Last but not least, we have a Smart Nation chapter. We engage with the Smart Nation Digital Government Office and relevant stakeholder, partnering with key agency in built environment sector to build local solution, providing to the overseas market, exporting local ideas and solution as to turn and spur innovation in their solution. Of course, company that join SGTech as a member can choose which chapters they prefer to be involved, and each chapter will plan activities, initiative to engage the chapter members and the industry. Beside the chapter, SGTech also spin-off committees that cater to emerging industry need. For example, Digital Trust Committee cater to involve in establishment of data trust ecosystem aimed as to fostering a new trust industry. We do have the new one like platform companies, committees, edutech technology committees are gaining traction. We also form these two committees to cater for the needs. Beside these three, we have Data Protection Advisory Committee, we have Digital Trust Center of Excellence Committee, Next Gen Network Committee, Government Procurement Advisory Committee, Data Center Committee, and this is SME Go Digital Advisory Committee. So new chapters and committee will be launched in response to the technology industry that we continue to grow and the needs. If you would like to know more about SGTech, please do write to us of SGTech Secretariat at membership@sgtech.sg. I just repeat, membership@sgtech.org.sg. As mentioned, I would like to share more of this initiative. It's found good for everybody, as we also receive a lot of feedback from vendor, sitting from appreciation of assistance in this business and technology partnership that we can help to expand their offering and customer base. So we have this called the Tech Partnership Program. Here's the things that how we can achieve. First, we have this technology partnership. This refers to identify a partner whose solution can match and complement yours to cater a client project. And next, we have reseller or distribution partnership. We can also find a partner who can distribute your solution, or you can find new solution to expand your portfolio. Another possible outcome is a strategic partnership. That means that forming strategic alliance in new product development or for market expansion. As this list is not exhaustive, as we may also request for other form of partnership that can add value to your business. And do talk to us later if you want to find out more. And again, we actively post our information on media, and also we just newly launched our website. Do follow us in our social media and to get our latest update events, news, research information, trends. I'll stay here a few seconds for you to capture. Lastly, I would like to say we accept membership application for both Singapore-based company and overseas company. For those interested in our membership with SGTech, please do scan this QR code screen. And for attendees of today's briefing, right, we have extending additional discount, 10% discount on this membership fee if you sign up within a week time. And lastly, I would like to thank for our partners, IMDA and SGT Singapore Digital, for supporting this webinar. I hope that you'll find this information helpful to your organization. I wish you to have a fruitful webinar ahead. Thank you. Over to you, Manoj.
Thank you very much, Dutch. Right. Next, I'd like to pass the time to Eugene, who will be sharing with us more about SingPass. Eugene, over to you.
Thank you, Manoj. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Eugene from SingPass Industry Engagement Office. What I'm going to share with you today is about SingPass and how it can empower your business. I'll start off with a quick introduction on SingPass and our API products. SingPass, Singapore's national digital identity, was first launched in 2003 to improve the lives of Singaporeans and residents. To date, we have more than 4 million citizens and residents using SingPass app to access more than 2,000 public and private sector services online, ranging from financial services to healthcare, education, business services, and transportation. Put together, SingPass is a platform of products that businesses like yourself can easily integrate with to digitalize and provide better services for your customers. These are our API products, and the gateway to these services are through the SingPass mobile app. MyInfo. Companies can acquire individual data from government sources with users' consent. MyInfo Business. Companies can acquire individual and corporate data from government sources with users' consent. Verify. Customers can verify customers' identities at physical premises such as roadshows or customer contact centers. Sign. Allows customers to digitally sign an electronic document. At the end of the signing flow is a digitally signed document that is recognized by the Singapore Court of Law. I will elaborate more about our products in the upcoming slides. MyInfo. MyInfo is a trusted data sharing platform where upon users' consent, relevant information from government sources will be sent over to help seamlessly register online customers. It is very useful for businesses dealing with Know Your Customers. With data from participating government sources, this allows the faster provisioning of B2C products by reducing the time required for manual verification of supporting documents. Services such as opening bank accounts and application of cards and loans have all used MyInfo to achieve instant and paperless applications. Next. And the outcome speaks for itself. Businesses reported higher usage by customers, increased approvals due to better data quality, lower transaction time, and ultimately satisfied customers as journey is simplified. Next slide. Next, please. Thank you. If your business also deals with B2B, business to business, MyInfo Business provides a hassle-free way of filling forms to know your businesses. Next, MyInfo Business enables business to manage the use of its corporate data and applicants' personal data for simpler online transactions or registration. Should a registration require multiple applicants, MyInfo Business also allows for this user flow. Next, I will talk about Verify. Next, many of you would have personally used this before. During the period of COVID-19 heightened measures, we had to authenticate ourselves before we could enter malls or buildings. Safe entry was a modified version of Verify. Verify is a face-to-face physical way of verifying identity and data sharing through scanning of QR codes through our SingPass app. It's efficient and cost-saving, and you can verify users digitally without collecting or retaining physical NRICs or FIN cards. It is also a scan and go method, so very convenient, seamless, and reduces the waiting time for customer satisfaction. Next, these are just some examples of applications thus far. At polyclinics, when patients arrive, they will scan the QR code to verify their presence. Visitor registration at buildings are made easier with Verify, and charity organizations are using it to verify their donors. Next, I will talk about Sign. Next, with Sign, you can start offering digital signing to your customers. How it works is customers will scan the QR code embedded in the document with the SingPass mobile app, and the reference code will show up on both the document and mobile app. The customers will then verify that the reference code matches and authenticates the signing with the biometric verification. And that's it, a fairly quick and straightforward process. You can choose to integrate with Sign, with SingPass, with your own document management systems, or use it together with the solutions provided by our digital signing partners. These digital signing partners have already pre-integrated Sign onto their platform to help businesses like you roll out digital signing with SingPass. Do note that the partners mentioned here are just some examples. Do go to SingPass API portal to see the full list of partners. So what makes Sign with SingPass stand out? First of all, the signature comes with a high level of assurance as it provides proof of the signing partner's identity and integrity of signed documents. The digital signature is recognized under the Singapore's Court of Law as signatures made using Sign with SingPass will be regarded as electronic signatures under the Singapore's Electronic Transactions Act. Next, by leveraging on Sign, users can sign documents remotely. Your organizations can enjoy cost savings from elimination of paper and related processes as everything is done seamlessly online. To conclude, our suite of SingPass products can help your organization increase your customers rapidly. The products can help fulfill your organization's end-to-end needs. With Mindful and Mindful Business, your customers and businesses can experience hassle-free form filling. With Verify, your customers can experience seamless in-person registration at physical sites. And lastly, with Sign, this digital signature comes with a high level of assurance. If you're keen to integrate with SingPass, please take a moment to scan the QR code or visit the link to kickstart your registration process with SingPass. In the form, you can indicate your interest in the various SingPass products and share with us how you think these products can be incorporated into your customer journey. Upon submission of interest, my colleagues and I from the Industry Engagement Office will reach out to you to share about the onboarding journey and address any of your questions that you may have. We hope to speak with you soon. Thank you. I'll leave here the QR code a while for you to scan. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Manoj.
Thanks, Yujian. Now we've come to the FAQ segment of the briefing. Before we open the floor for questions, let me go through some of the common FAQs we have received. First question, my solution is proven solution used by many MNCs, government agencies, and/or SMEs from other countries for many years, but I do not have any local SME customers. Can I submit my solution for pre-approval? The answer is no. You will need to provide customer references from your local SME customers. These five satisfied local SMEs must not be subsidiaries or affiliated to one another. As part of the evaluation, we need to assess if your solution can fully meet the needs of local SMEs and that your company has the necessary track record in serving local SMEs. Next question, why are 5 satisfied customers required? 5 satisfied customers are required to show that the solution has a good track record in the industry and is able to deliver the intended outcome. Preferably, the customers need to be live users who have been using the solution for more than 6 months. Question 3, my solution has been very established overseas but has yet to launch locally. Would my overseas clients be qualified as part of the satisfied customers? The answer is no. The 5 satisfied customer submissions have to demonstrate their solutions are implemented locally. Next question, how long must the satisfied SMEs be using my solution before they are qualified to fill up the customer satisfaction survey? The 5 satisfied local SMEs must have used your solution for at least 6 months and not more than 18 months, and still using the solutions as at the date of your submission. Question 5, my software is a software as a service based that anyone in the world can sign up and use, including SMEs in Singapore. I have more than 5 satisfied Singapore SME customers. My company can provide 24/7 by 365-day customer support from outside Singapore. Can I submit my solution for pre-approval? The answer is no. Currently, we are unable to pre-approve solution vendors that have no presence in Singapore. You must either set up a local office or partner a local reseller to offer your solutions. Your local office or partner may submit the solution for pre-approval if it meets all the mandatory requirements stated in the vendor self-assessment checklist. Next question. My solution meets the requirements of multiple solution categories in the vendor self-assessment checklist. Which checklist should I submit, or can I submit more than one? If your solution meets the requirement of multiple solution categories, you may choose to submit multiple vendors self-assessment checklist for your solution to be pre-approved under the respective solution categories. Each submitted checklist must come with its own set of supporting documents as specified in the checklist, such as 5 satisfied customer surveys and invoices. Question 7. My solution is widely utilized by SMEs in many industries, but not listed in any of the solution categories in the checklist. Is my solution eligible to be pre-approved under the SME Go Digital program? IMDA works with respective agencies to curate the type of digital solutions which benefit the SMEs within the industries. As long as your solution fulfills the criteria stated within the checklist, we welcome your checklist submission with all supporting documents. Next question, is hardware bundled within packages applicable for the grant? In general, commodity hardware such as desktop computer, laptops, or tablets that is widely available for purchase in the market is not supported by the grant. In some solution categories, specialized hardware needed for the solution to properly function may be supportable, such as vehicle tracking device in fleet management solution, video cameras in surveillance and analytics, and retail analytics solution, sensors in bin monitoring and management solution. Question 9. I'm a reseller of a proven solution and is already pre-approved under PSG. Can I still participate in the program? Answer is yes. We are looking at track records of both solution and service support rendered by the digital solution provider. Principal solution provider may be an appointed vendor with the same solution. You can still participate in SME Go Digital program as long as onboard requirements are fulfilled. Question 10. My company doesn't require audited financial statement. Would management accounts be sufficient for submission? Answer is yes. Please provide endorsed management accounts with company stamp and ACRA director signature. Next question. My company is incorporated for less than a year. Can I submit the financial statement of the parent company instead? Answer is yes, as long as your company is fully owned by the parent company. Next question. What is the definition of positive net equity? The net equity is total assets minus total liabilities in latest audited financial statement or endorsed management account have to demonstrate a positive value. Okay, so that's all for the FAQs. If you want to refer to the FAQs again, they are available on the SGD website at www.sgd.org.sg. The recording of today's briefing will also be made available on the website, and we have recently updated the MCQ form for registering your attendance when you watch the recorded vendor briefing. So before your submission, please ensure all these points are addressed. Ensure that you're using the latest version of the completed checklist. Ensure all tabs within the vendor self-assessment checklist are filled up with supporting notes to ascertain the features of proposed solution. Ensure 3 years financial statements are submitted. A positive net equity in the latest statement is mandatory. If your company is incorporated for less than 3 years, you can submit all the audited financial statements to date to complete your submission. Ensure only one solution category of the sector-specific tab is to be filled up. For re-application, previously submitted 5 satisfied customers cannot be reused. Lastly, ensure that your company details are filled up correctly in SME Go Digital pre-approval system. By failing to fulfill the above points without any valid reason will attribute to the delay in processing of your submission. So please make sure you check those. To recap, this is the onboarding requirement to get your pre-approved solution approved by IMDA. With effect from now, all new contracts will be approved to a 1+1 year contract appointment. After you get approval, your solution will be listed on the business grant portal and for your SME customer to apply for grant support. You can ask your SME customer to find out about their eligibility by contacting the number stated or email directly for advice.